you've been a very busy guy lately. You've been making a lot of plans and doing a lot of different things, and so not necessarily looking back over the past year, but maybe even looking forward. Like, what are like a couple of the most significant milestones that you've had or are about to have?
Well, I'd say the family folk, as far as I think the family folk explosion over the last couple of years, and this concept of this rock and roll road show, kind of Buffalo Bill and Annie Oakley band of sharpshooters, kind of, and to be able to take this idea of this rock and roll, like people with the family folks, but it's not really a band, it's like rotating, and it's kind of concert for Bangladesh every night or something. So for me, the idea is it's a rock and roll community center of the spirit, and to like actually be able to have done the residency at Amnesia, especially the January one, which was hugely successful and really a beautiful experience, and then the shows that we've done out of town with Adam Hart Motherlode, as we like to call him. But which is where we're at right now, here in the beautiful Sparks Ranch Resort in the hills of Sonora. But so yeah, I think these out of town shows with Adam and the family folk thing are two things that are the whole family folk experience has been primary, and then with the Coyote Survival Kit, which is this box set that I'm working on right now, which is a survival kit. It's kind of modeled after a survival kit, and it's going to have the Coyote and the Crosser album is kind of the centerpiece of it, but then have like a prelude, an album of like the prelude to that. That's going to kind of be the center of the arc, and then there's going to be a kind of the return home album, Native Son of the Golden West. There's going to be a video. We recorded a whole day at Hyde Street in the C Room, the great American Beauty Room, with Tom Ellis and his like five camera crew in there. So we did this whole video of like Return to Cosmos Factory, live at Hyde Street. So that'll be included in it, and there'll be an album of outtakes called Coyote Dung. Outtakes. So there's going to be this whole big kind of, and then there's going to be this. I'm working on kind of a poem, documentary, surrealist history of California, or living history of California, called The New Weird West. So that's going to be part of that as well. So it's kind of my vision of California, my vision of the New Weird West. And the Coyote narrative and mythological arc is kind of a, survival kit, or a group of tools to be, it's modeled in some way after the Hopi Survival Kit. There's going to be, we're thinking of a lot of different things for the package. Book of matches with the artwork of the album on the book of matches, and we're gonna have a compass. So it's gonna, and for me to do an album, like it's funny because like the medium of it just being an album, although I've loved albums for so long, but I also think like it's interesting to approach music with like, now that limitation is not like when people started doing 38 to 45 minute albums, because that was what vinyl provided. That's what you had to deal with. Now then you got the CD, and then people edited not as well, and you get Dylan like making great records, but maybe a tad too long at 79 minutes. But but there's all these kind of, so the medium kind of shifts, and then now with the whole digital medium, and it being so much easier to do film things, and to put the information out there, it's like, why limit? For me, the idea of the Coyote narrative and the whole mythological kind of arc of that, and kind of this kind of future myth of individuation, that whole thing. I just realized that although Coyote and the Crosser as an album is the absolute centerpiece of it, you know, and it's like, it's, you know, it's the heart, but it also is not the entire thing, you know. It's like there's more to it. It's like, well, really this idea is not just an album, you know. This idea is a grouping of like these like bedroom recordings that were done as part of this, because, you know, this is really a period of my life and kind of my metaphor, you know, turning the you know, experience of living into like some kind of metaphor through this, you know, mythology, you know, through songs and pictures and things like that, and film. So I wanted to put it all together and create like something that's like, you know, an album, but maybe like breaks the idea of what an album is. And also the idea of a box set, like not necessarily having to be like a compiling of previous material or of like a you know, looking back at like 10 years ago kind of thing, but where you can go into it and say, well, I'm working on a box set, like, in, you know, like out of the gate, you know, and the albums could be released like individually afterwards, but like the box set itself could be like what you're actually working on. Like it's kind of like saying, like, instead of working on a sitcom, I'm working on, you know, Apocalypse Now. And, you know, instead of working in this form with these limitations, I'm broadening them and, you know, creating the limitations through my own imagination and narrative structure, you know, rather than, you know, just the form of 38 minutes. But then that form is contained within the bigger part too, because there's albums within it, you know. So that's the future. It's a thing I'm working on at the moment, in the present, and the future, and I'm really excited about that. Also, it's daunting, you know. I need money. Send me money for this. Yeah.
So say thanks for sitting down and talking with us.
Yeah, dude, thank you.
It's been great.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks so much. I really appreciate like you coming to the shows and all the support and like Coyote and the Crosser and all that.
And we'll see you on the road.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
All right.
Peace.